Once, upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, as I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "That's a late visitor," I muttered, rapping at my chamber door. "This it is, and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in bleak December, and the fire's dying embers wrought their ghosts upon the floor. Oh, eagerly I'd wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow in my books surcease from sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, that rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore. Nameless here forevermore. Well, the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain chilled me. It filled me with fantastic terror like I'd never felt before. Till at last, and still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, It's a visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Merely this, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly, your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping. So faintly you came tapping, so gently you came rapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure that I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. And darkness there, nothing more. Well, deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal dared dream before. But the silence was unbroken. The stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken, one whispered word. "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore?" Merely this, and nothing more. Back into my chamber turning, all my soul now within me burning, soon again I heard that tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Well, let me then see what thereat is, and this mystery I'll explore. My heart be still a moment while this mystery I explore, but it is the wind, and nothing more." And open here I flung the shutter. With many a flirt and flutter in stepped a stately raven, as if from the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed, but with mien of lord or lady, he perched above my chamber door. He perched right on the bust of Athena, just above my chamber door. Perched, sat, nothing more. Well, and this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy, the smiling for the grim and grave decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven now," said I, "art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, or ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on this night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Evermore." How much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though his answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. But we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast, upon sculpted bust above a chamber door with such a name as Nevermore. Well, the raven sitting lonely on that placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Oh, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said nevermore. And startled at the silence broken by a reply so aptly spoken, "Surely," said I, "well, what it utters is its only stock and store, probably caught from some unhappy master. One merciful disaster followed faster, until the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore." And the raven, still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird and the bust and the door. And there, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking, what this ominous bird of yore With this grim, ungainly, ghastly ghoul, this ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fiend whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat dividing, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er. But alas, whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall pass nevermore. Well, then methought that the air grew denser, perfumed by some unseen censers, as if swung by angels, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, cried I, my God hath sent thee? By these angels hath he lent me nepenthe? Nepenthe for respite from my memories of Lenore? Forget this kind of nepenthe. Let me forget my lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempest sent or whether tempest just tossed thee here ashore. Desolate, yet all undaunted, in this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore. Is there balm in Gilead? Tell me truly, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above us and the God that we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within distant heaven shall I clasp the sainted maiden whom the angels named Lenore? Clasp that rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Well, be that word sign of our parting, bird or fiend, I said, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest, back in the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume of a token of the lie thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, and quit thy form from off my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and quit thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the placid bust of Athena just above my chamber door. Oh, his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming, it throws my shadow on the floor. It throws a shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies pooling on the floor shall be lifted.